Did you know that people are often more likely to follow orders from someone in uniform, even when it goes against their own morals? Welcome to today's episode of our podcast. I'm thrilled you're joining us as we dive deep into the dark psychology of authority and obedience. It's a compelling subject, one that speaks to the very core of human behavior. It's fascinating how a simple badge or title can sway our judgment and lead us down a path of compliance that sometimes feels at odds with our own beliefs. Let's take a moment to think about the figures of authority in our lives: police officers, military personnel, corporate leaders. These are individuals whose presence can compel us to question our own moral compass. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you felt pressured to conform to someone else's demands, even if it didn't quite sit right with you? It's a more common experience than you might think. Throughout history, we've seen this play out dramatically. Consider the soldiers in wartime. Often, they follow orders without hesitation, even when those orders are ethically ambiguous or even outright wrong. This is not just limited to the battlefield. It extends into various professions, including the medical field. Think about the medical professionals who sometimes comply with protocols that don't feel ethically solid. This leads us to a crucial question that we should all ponder. Why do we surrender our moral compass to authority figures? What drives this compliance in the face of our own ethical concerns? One pivotal study that sheds light on this phenomenon is the famous Milgram experiment conducted in the 1960s by psychologist Stanley Milgram. In this groundbreaking study, participants were led to believe they were delivering painful electric shocks to others, simply because an authority figure told them to do so. Shockingly, many participants went through with it, demonstrating a disturbing aspect of human nature. They were more inclined to obey the authority figure than to listen to their own conscience, which raises many ethical dilemmas. This dynamic of authority and obedience is not just an abstract concept. It's present in our daily lives. Whether it's a police officer directing traffic or a corporate leader making impactful decisions that affect their employees and consumers alike, the implications of obedience are everywhere. But when does obedience become dangerous? When should we pause and question authority? It's a fine line we walk. Now let's shift gears for a moment. Authority isn't always negative. Think about the educators who guide us, the leaders who make tough choices for the greater good, or even the mentors who inspire us to reach our fullest potential. The key takeaway here is awareness. The next time you receive a directive or instruction, I challenge you to ask yourself, does this align with my morals? Does it resonate with my values? This simple act of reflection can empower you to act with integrity. As we begin to wrap up this thought-provoking discussion, I encourage you to consider how authority and obedience play out in your own life. Reflect on moments when you felt pressured to conform and how you responded. Understanding these dynamics can profoundly empower you to navigate situations with a steadfast sense of self and integrity. Let's challenge ourselves to think critically, to be our own moral compass, and to navigate the waters of authority with discernment. Thank you so much for joining us today. And remember, stay curious, because understanding the world around us is a journey worth taking.